What it dooski YouTube, it's your boy Malcolm checking in with another video. For those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you returning, I hope you've been chilling. Today, I want to talk about skincare. And I know it seems super random, but any of you out there who are following me on Instagram know I picked up the Pharrell Williams Humanrace Skincare line not too long ago. And as promised, I want to give a first impressions video and really a review to see if it's worth the money. For those of you who don't know, the legendary artist, fashion mogul, and producer teamed up with his long-term dermatologist, Dr. Elena Jones, to come up with a 3-step daily routine that hopes to hydrate, exfoliate, and provide you with longer lasting good skin health. So that's what I want to review today, and I thought it was very appropriate, as after checking my YouTube analytics, apparently 91% of you watching this are men or identify as so. So us guys in general do a terrible job of skincare, and I would say that I definitely fell into that category before too, so I'm definitely guilty for sure. No need to feel bad. Overall, it's going to be only beneficial if you develop a routine if you don't have one already, because hey man, who doesn't like feeling good? And when you feel good internally and your skin's looking good, every outfit and everything you do is just that much better. So let's take a closer look today. But before all that, you know the drill, man. Let's make sure we can make the algorithm work in our favor. Please take a second to slap that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's get into today's video. So here it is, the Humanrace Routine Pack. And off the rip, as you can see, it is very minimalistic. And I think that was obviously done on purpose to really promote the brand's ethos of just being like a clean, fragrance-free, unisex product. And looking at this box, there's not much to give away to it. It's really simplistic. Coolest thing that I can see right away is there's actually Braille on it too, so super accessible to everybody, which I can definitely get behind. And in terms of what comes in this box, there's 3 products today I want to talk about. The first one's actually going to be a rice powder cleanser. The second one's going to be a Lotus Enzyme Exfoliator. And then the third one is a Humidifying Cream. And question for you out there, what's the difference between a cream and a lotion? I thought they were the same thing. I'm just trying to review this for the first time, so maybe I'll find out today exactly what the differentiating factor is. But if you do know, let me know in the comment section, because that could be some random knowledge for Jeopardy one day or something, for sure. Alright, so the outside is cool, but let's see what's inside here. What the So it looks like there's actually a card in here that gives us a quick breakdown of exactly what the routine pack is comprised of. So as before, there's a cleanser, an exfoliator, and a cream, and they all look very cool. Like in terms of just branding, it's super bright and very eye-catching given everything else is white and monochromatic in general. And I think the green packaging definitely stands out as something more memorable when it comes to product selection. And to quickly go over pricing, it's actually more advantageous in this case to buy the whole pack at first versus buying the individual pieces. This whole pack cost me $140 Canadian, or about $100 USD. Well, if you were to buy the things individually, the cleanser itself would cost $45 Canadian, while the exfoliant and the humidifying cream would cost $65 each, ultimately adding up to more than the pack as a whole. So it is refillable, good thing to keep in mind, and they will probably run out at different times because you're using a cleanser a lot more than an exfoliant, I'm assuming. So that's why they have that detachable and refillable pack, which I think is cool, man. And it really keeps the branding, because I do think aesthetically it looks very pleasing. And now that we got that out of the way, now for the fun part. Let's test it out, man. Let's go. And it may be my inner millennial, but for some odd reason, when there's instructions provided, I tend not to read them. But today, let's read the instructions. So for step 1, it's a rice powder cleanser. It is a transformative powder to foam cleanser that brightens and hydrates the skin, dissolving excess makeup, oil, and impurities without stripping moisture. Micronized rice powder and fruit AHAs add gentle exfoliation to your daily cleanse, leaving skin soft, supple, and balanced. And it's going to be very interesting to see if this rice powder formula acts as kind of a physical exfoliant, because there is an exfoliator as the second step. And I know if you have sensitive skin, this will make you definitely weary, and sometimes I find myself in that situation. We'll see how harsh it is on the skin and take it from there. For step 2, it's actually the Lotus Enzyme Exfoliator. This is a creamy triple action exfoliator that combines 8% glycolic acid with enzymatic and physical exfoliants to brighten and revitalize the skin, visibly improving the tone and texture. With antioxidant, lotus leaf, and hydrating apple extract, this gentle, powerful formula promotes complexion renewal. Honestly, that sounds like a smoothie. It sounds blessed, man. But I do know that at 8%, that glycolic acid concentration is pretty high. So this is not something that you're going to want to use all the time. And I'm glad to see that in the directions section, they actually mentioned to use it 2 to 3 times a week. And I would say even less than that if you're just really getting into chemical exfoliants. I would say try it once a week so you can build that tolerance. Pharrell obviously has been doing it for like 20 years plus, so his skin's probably primed for that. But if this is new to you, I would say always kind of start with the least amount possible to build up your tolerance so you don't ruin your skin or have like a very irritated face, which would not be the play at all. And last but not least, for step number 3, we have the Humidifying Cream. This is a cushioning moisture cream that mimics the complexion benefits of humidity, delivering dynamic hydration that adapts your skin's unique needs. Boosted by snow mushroom extract and squalene, this moisture locking formula leaves skin thoroughly supported and nourished. And I think that this will definitely pay dividends in places where the weather is more temperate in terms of a spread. For example, in my city, when springtime comes, there's a drastic change from the winter dryness, ultimately getting to a beautiful summertime. But right now it could be kind of iffy, man. Like, people are outside being ashy, so this is definitely going to be beneficial. But hey, let me try them out right now to give you a better idea of how they actually work for a first-time user such as you or myself. So first thing we're going to try is the rice powder cleanser. It's composed of 3 things: fruit AHAs, snow mushroom, and geranium. What an AHA is an alpha hydroxy acid, so pretty much something that kills the bacteria. Snow mushroom is something that may be new to you and I, but from what I've heard, it's very common in Eastern Asian skincare, and it has brightening properties. And Pharrell mentioned that he was definitely inspired by things coming out of Japan and Korea. And geranium is a plant said to have antioxidants, and I think in this case it's actually being used for its anti-aging properties to really revitalize the collagen in your skin and make things just smoother overall. And on the bottle there's a white sticker, and I think this is actually to prevent it from spilling because it is a solid powder. It looks kind of like a deodorant, kind of, with a hole in the top. And you can see it on the screen, it's kind of like a round applicator with a hole in the middle. And inside there's some white powder. And then in terms of instructions, it just says, wet hands, shake a coin-sized amount of powder into palm, rub hands together to create a rich foam lather, massage in gentle circles all over the face thoroughly to cleanse the skin, and then rinse with lukewarm water and repeat morning and night. 2 quick things. Right away, super cool bottle because there's Braille on it as well, so there's the accessibility for everybody. And secondly, they don't even really tell you what size of coin. Are we talking about like a loonie here? Or are we talking about like a dime? I'm gonna probably go with the latter, just because when you mix it with water, it should actually set up and give you more product, ultimately lasting longer than if it was a liquid. And that's probably good for traveling. Like, you know, when you travel with skincare stuff and there's like a fluid limit on the plane, if it's a powder, you have a lot more capacity to bring stuff. So smart play, Pharrell. I dig it, man. Now, while applying this rice powder cleanser, I can say I definitely wished I used a little bit more powder, just because I was expecting more of a lather. I used the nickel size, and I would definitely advocate to use more of a quarter size to get more of a richer lather of foam. But I can definitely feel the granules while rubbing my skin in a circular motion. And I will say it doesn't feel painful or anything, it just feels like it is stripping away all the excess oil, or if you have makeup on or dirt or whatever it is. And after that, man, my face feels relatively clean. Like, it feels softer to the touch, and I would say it's definitely prepped for the next step. And now after the cleanser, we have the Lotus Exfoliator, and just judging by the ingredient list, it does look like it's going to be pretty powerful. It's composed of 8% glycolic acid, as well as 2% fruit AHAs. Glycolic acid actually is an AHA or an alpha hydroxy acid as well, which is targeting to fight acne or just breakouts in general. And in terms of this bottle, it looks the same as the first, a little bit bigger. And let's take a closer look. And it looks kind of like a pump, so interesting applicator. And I will say, in terms of the packaging, sometimes when it comes to skincare stuff, you put the lid on and there's like a bunch of like air, like an empty chip bag. But for this, you take the lid off and there isn't that much room other than the applicator, which is cool. Instruction wise, gently massage 2 or 3 pumps of the exfoliator into circular motions on clean, damp skin, avoiding the eye area, which would make sense. You don't want to get exfoliant in your eye. That would probably burn, not gonna lie. Rinse with lukewarm water, exfoliate 2 or 3 times weekly, adjusting the routine to your skin's response. And as I was saying earlier in the video, you probably don't want to start with 2 to 3 times if this is new to you. I would say start with 1 time just to see how your skin reacts to it, or do a patch test like somewhere behind your ear or something like that where you can see actual reaction to it, then proceed to ramp up as needed. So let's see what 2 pumps really looks like. It looks like a decent amount, I'm not gonna lie. And I have to make sure my face is damp, so I'm just gonna re-rub my face quickly. And now let's actually try the product. Rubbing it in, it does feel like kind of like a tingly sensation, which is cool. And I guess it means it's working right. But all in all, it feels cool and I don't feel any burning or any discomfort. And after washing it off, my skin feels like really, really soft now, man. Like, I know you can't probably tell by this camera, but man, my skin feels like fake soft. Like I just got like an actual whole spa treatment. Like, this is fire, bruh. Quick note, one thing I did notice, or I guess didn't notice, is it's really unscented, and I really mean that. Like, not in a weird way where things say unscented, but it really has that weird unscented smell, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, this really just smelled like I was applying water to my face, and it had a nice tingling sensation. Now for the final step, we have the Humidifying Cream, and honestly, this is just gonna be the icing on the cake because my skin already feels great. But the purpose of this, it looks like, is to really lock in the hydration and moisture. And given the ingredients, that makes a lot of sense. It's composed of snow mushroom as well as squalene. And you know, snow mushroom has brightening properties, and squalene is a hydrocarbon, which actually locks in moisture and does it in a very good way. And in terms of the actual applicator, it looks like there's a lot of cream or lotion in here, like all the way to the brim on the cap as well. And I'm happy when I see this because you're really getting the most bang for your buck, and it does look like a heavier cream. So all it says in terms of application is to gently massage the cream onto skin for balanced hydration that adapts to your unique skin type. I'm not too sure what they mean by adapts in this case, but I'm going to assume it just locks in the moisture regardless of your skin type. Apply evenly to face and neck, morning and night. So for something like this, since it is a little bit heavier, I would opt to probably apply it in the nighttime and then use my own different skincare that has SPF in the morning, because going out in the sun and dealing with that on a daily basis can definitely exemplify any hyperpigmentation that I already have, as well as kind of the acne scarring and things like that. So it doesn't look like there's an SPF in here, so I'm going to probably opt to use this at nighttime to ensure my skin's getting the utmost level of care when I am sleeping, so that way when I wake up I look more revitalized and my skin is ready to go for the next day. And I don't know about y'all, but when I put on lotions and creams, I definitely try to equally distribute it in kind of like 5 quadrants or so of my face, because I have a pretty big head and I want to make sure everything is covered as well as my neck. And I will say with this cream, less is more. I only put a little bit from the cap as well as the actual bottle itself, and I covered my whole face with some access. And my face does feel a lot more bouncy, if you will, and a lot more firm. And like right now, looking in the camera, I can tell my face definitely looks a little bit more refreshed than when I started the video. All in all, I would say I am pretty impressed with Pharrell's first venture into skincare. And no, I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan of Skateboard P. I'm saying that given what was actually expected versus what was delivered, it does live up to the hype, I'm not gonna lie. Now, whether it's the rice powdered cleanser, Lotus Enzyme Exfoliant, or even the Humidifying Cream, there's definitely something for everybody in this pack. I'm super satisfied with the whole execution of it in general. Let me quickly throw up a side-by-side comparison and let me know, do you see any immediate differences? Honestly, when it comes to the skincare stuff, you're going to see the real changes in a couple of weeks' time. But I will say, from my own experience going through this regimen, I can feel an immediate difference in just the softness of my skin from the exfoliation. Like the double exfoliation with a cream, I thought would dry out my skin. But nah, not even close. It feels super, super luscious. So yeah, that's it for today's video. But I'm curious, given what I said today and given my first real impressions, do you think it's worth the hype, and is it something you're considering picking up? Sound off in the comment section below. And as before, if you found the video informative, entertaining, or you're just like rocking with the kid on the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I really appreciate it, and it goes further than you think. I will catch you in the next video. Deuces!